What's going on, everybody? This is Frank, and today me and Grayson is in Chatsworth, Georgia at Sumach Cumberland Presbyterian Church Cemetery. And we are here to do a walkthrough and show some of the old graves here. Sumach Cumberland Presbyterian Church is off 225 in Chatsworth. Right down there is 225. A lot of folks also call this area Crandall. And you can see the beautiful mountain view over there.
That's a big old bird flying over there.
That's Grassy Mountain right there, and on over to the right is Fort Mountain back in there. But Grayson is here with me today. Y'all can go check out his channel, Left in the Past. We got a few videos that we're going to be doing today. I want to invite everyone to my channel, Shadows Past. They got a nice rock wall up right here at the beginning in the front. And this drive, it actually goes, you can go down through there and it goes all the way around the cemetery and church and comes back out on the other end. And right down there, the road where I'm showing you, you go right down there to the curve, and they have a prayer trail that you can walk, and they also have a picnic table down there that you can set out and have a picnic. But there's a lot of old graves that's scattered throughout the cemetery. A lot of the older ones is over here close to the church. I have done some videos from this cemetery before. My great-great-grandpa is buried here, Lawson White Ellis. He was in the Civil War. So some of the cemeteries, some of the tombstones I'll read, and some of them I'll just show you. There's one that has fell. It's been fell for a long time. We'll go ahead and start over here close to the church. I can make out Mary. Probably be able to make out more once I get it posted. Maggie, wife of J.H. Smith, 1862 to 1898. Reverend S.H. Henry, born 1827, passed 1905.
And this is where I believe it's my great-great-grandpa that's buried here. Yeah, it's my great-great-grandpa.
This side is Rosie A. Henry, 18, I believe 84 to 1901. This cemetery is up on the hill, so when the wind's blowing, a lot of times it's blowing a whole lot harder up here.
Right down there, that's 225.
And that looks like B.C. Arrowwood, 1830 to 1900.
Is this the grave that you was talking about?
No, that's not it. I believe it's back that way.
What was the story of that one again?
His name was John Deal. I believe it was John Deal, and he passed away from a tree. I believe a tree fell on him or something like that. I couldn't find out a lot of details. It just says that he was killed by a tree. He could have been a logger or something.
If you didn't hear what he just said, I'll go try and find the grave later of John Deere. He actually passed away from the tree. We're not really sure exactly how he
And I can't make that out. Maybe I can after I get it posted. Arrowwood's the last name. I think 18. Looks like 1833 to 1906. The sun's bright today, so that makes them harder to read also. Claude and Maud Davis, 1894, 1987, and 1894 to 1917. I need to do some research to see if I'm kin to any of the Davis folks up here. All the Davises in my family came from North Carolina, but there are some Davis folks that I'm kin to that was from North Carolina that's buried around here that I haven't found all their graves. That's J.W. McCamey, 1860 to 1931. I can see that one pretty well. I'm also kin to some McCameys, Bartleys, Ellis, Sains. When you actually start doing your family history, it's pretty neat what you can find out. I can't wait to start researching my grandpa on my dad's side. Like I said, they were from North Carolina, and my grandpa's great grandma was a Cherokee. My grandpa was born in Indian reservation, so it's gonna be pretty cool to find out all that information. That last name's Wheat. 1839 to 19. I can't make out the rest of that. I can see wife of, and then Wheat. 1842 to 1921 it looks like. And earlier, I was telling my son about, I believe his name was John Deal. He was in his 20s and he got killed by a tree. That's all that it says online. Killed by a tree. I think he was 20. He was either 21 or 26. I can't remember. He's buried here. I was hoping I could find his grave today. sometimes I like walking around and reading the tombstones, and sometimes I like just walking around and videoing and not talking, not saying anything. It's just very relaxing going to a cemetery and walking around. That one I can see 1861 to 1916. I can't make out anything else, or might be 1915. A lot of times I go back and watch the video after I got it posted, and I can pretty well read a lot of it. And that's Martha Lackey, it looks like. 1867 to 1925. This was, I guess, their daughter. I can see daughter. 1888 to 1922. There's the church. James P. Hambry, 1838 to 1920. That looks like 1911 to 1911, so that was a baby. I can't make anything out on that one. Sure is hot today. Samuel Henry McIntyre, Private U.S. Army, World War I, 1896 to 1983. Thank you for your service, sir. Dr. John T. Henry, 1855 to 1906. John Harris, 1867 to 1942. Another Harris couple right here. Go right here and look at these graves right here. If I pass over a grave that y'all would like to see, just let me know. I come up this way quite a bit. We don't live too far from here, so I can always come back and record something else. we are fixing to take off and start heading out of town. We got behind on our videos. I had started 2 channels. I had Shadows Past and I had the Shadows Past Paranormal channel. And it was just getting too hard to do both channels. So we're still going to do our ghost hunting videos from time to time. And I'm just going to post them on the Shadows Past channel. Everything I do is going to be posted there. So if a video pops up that don't have anything to do with cemeteries or don't have anything to do with the paranormal, I'm going to do that also, because sometimes I get out and we go somewhere, and if it's something I want to record, I might just go ahead and put it on the Shadows Past channel. It's going to make it a whole lot easier. That way I don't have to, when I make a video, I don't have to make one video, you know, talking about the paranormal channel or talking about the Shadows Past channel. I can just do it all on one channel, and it just makes it a whole lot easier. So when I go home and edit, I can go ahead and schedule the videos and have them ready to roll. So all of the videos that I had posted on the paranormal channel, I am starting to put them on Shadows Past. It's taken so long to get the videos on there. My computer is so slow. We sort of live in the mountains, so some days our Wi-Fi is good and some days it's slow. So sometimes if I film a 24 or 30-minute video, it takes 4 hours to upload. So that's one reason it's taking so long. Like this video here, it'll probably be a 30 or 40-minute video, depending, and it'll probably take 3 to 5 hours to upload. So this one will be scheduled. It'll go on this week sometime. And I'll get right here so y'all can read that. The sun was shining on the camera, so hopefully y'all could see that. John Hayes, 1857 to 1909. Okay, the writing's on this side, but hopefully it can be read after I get it uploaded. The mountains sure are beautiful. It's sort of a big cemetery. It goes all the way down to the wooded area in the center, and then it goes down the bank, down towards the road. And then the back side across the little road, there is graves over there. I'll show you when I get over there. Donald Harry Selensky, 1954 to 1962. And at the bottom says Little Scout. And right here is the grave of my great-great-grandpa, or excuse me, my great-grandpa. A lot of folks said he should be my great-grandpa because, or my great-great-grandpa, because I'm only 47. But when him and the woman that would become my great-grandma got married, Lawson was in his 70s and my great-grandma was in her 20s. So that's why I'm 47 years old and have a great-great-grandpa that fought in the Civil War because of their age difference. It's kind of hard to see with my shadow. Lawson White Ellis, Georgia, Private Company C, 11th Georgia, 11th Regiment, Georgia Infantry, Confederate States Army, 1835 to 1922. He lost his arm in the battle at Gettysburg, and he had a twin brother named Levi I don't know why, but every time I say Ellis, I always mess up and say Elvis. I got a video at home where I said Lawson White Elvis. But he had a brother named Levi Ellis that actually fought for the North because they paid $1 more, and he is buried in Illinois. The family could never find out what happened to Levi after the war. They didn't know if he'd got killed or what, but he actually lived a long life, and I cannot remember how old he was when he passed away. I'll have to look at the pictures and find out, but he's actually buried in Illinois. I found him on Find a Grave, and actually the dates are messed. I don't know if the dates are messed up on his stone or on Lawson's stone, because the birth dates and stuff don't match up. But I did have a family member from Florida, John Ellis. How you doing, John? He actually sent a bunch of information on the family that goes all the way back to the 1600s, and it's got all the dates and everything. So that was pretty awesome seeing all that stuff. I'm still actually going through everything. I've been so busy doing everything because we also run our own business, so it's hard doing that and trying to get out and film for 2 channels. That's why I just made everything into 1 channel to make it a whole lot easier. But I'm going to do more research on my family and post some more picture card videos later on about different things. And because I have actually, since I've started YouTube, I've run across a lot of family members, that folks I didn't know I was kin to, and met a lot of people. So it's pretty cool. That's one reason I like doing YouTube. Another World War II soldier. Thank you for your service. World War I. Thank you for your service. And right down here, let's see, I'm gonna show you this tombstone before. This is a pretty neat tombstone. I see a lot of these around the Woodsman of the World Memorial. These are pretty neat. (1874 to 1911), it looks like. Robert S. Dunn. I can see 18, I can't make the top out, but the bottom looks like 1832. And right over here, I have a story that's going to be coming up on this channel, hopefully this year. I'm trying to find out all the information that I can about this, because I want to be correct on the information. Show you these first. Claude Bennett. Just a little marker that's laid down with a name. We see a lot of these in cemeteries a lot of times. Just don't know if they was to. I think they used to stand up at one time, but they just have the name only. And a lot of these stones like this, they just stuck them down in the ground back in the day, and that's how they did at the Confederate Cemetery at West Hill in Dalton, Georgia. Now they're actually going and actually cementing around the stones that's just stuck in the ground at the Confederate Cemetery. So it'd be nice to come in and be able to do that to all the laid down stones like that used to stand up. Now right here, I'm gonna look right here real quick. I'm trying to find, I don't know if they got a marker. I'll show you this grave since I'm here. Norman B. Hampton, Georgia, Private, U.S. Army, January 30th, 1942. It looks like there's a possibility that he might have died in the Army in battle. Thank you for your service. You'll never be forgotten. Right here, okay, yeah, they don't have I don't think they have a stone for everyone, but you can see this right here, 6, I think, Pullums. Maybe I said that right. I'll check that when I get home. Died November 2nd, 1942. If I'm not mistaken, it was 5 children. Okay, this is just another grave here, Fred Charles, 1919 to 1920. But this family here, it was actually a wife. Yeah, 6 Pullums. A wife and 5 of her kids was killed by her husband and their father. He murdered them in 1942. And they are buried, I believe they're all buried in this section here. And I'm going to do a video on them this year. I just want to get all the information correct. I know the man got life in prison. I'm not sure if he's still alive or not. But rest in peace. So much evil in the world. But I'll do more research and see what all I can find out. I was told that there was a stone for each of them, but this is the only one that I have found just for the all 6 of them. So I'm going to find out more information and see if they are all placed here. It'd be nice to get a little stone for all of them to remember them. But there are some other stories like this that I have found in Chatsworth, Georgia and around that I want to get all the information I can and do a little story to remember the folks. But they are buried, or their stone is right here at the back. It's right before you get to the church right here. And I believe they're all placed right here. A mother and her 5 children. But I'll look on down as I go and see if I can see any other of their names. But I'm pretty sure that's where they are placed. And there is a part that they have started across the little road back here. And also, while I'm here, I want to show you a grave of a little boy down here. I guess I'll go ahead and walk there now and just show you, just scan through the cemetery as I go. I used to come up here quite a bit when I was a kid with my mom and my aunt. My mom and aunts come up here to visit my great grandpa's grave. Hopefully I said everything correctly. Great grandpa. Sometimes I say great, but he's actually my great because of their age difference. But there's a little boy that's buried down here, and I remember when I was probably 7 or 8 years old, every time that we would go to a cemetery, and we did a lot, especially with my aunt. My aunt loved going to cemeteries and walking around and looking at the graves. But me, I'd always go around and try to find pictures, you know, on the graves of the folks buried there. I always liked looking at the old porcelain pictures. And I remember driving by this little boy's grave, and from the car I saw the porcelain picture. And I remember when we got out, I visited my great grandpa up there, and then I walked down here to visit the little boy's grave. And after that, every time that we would come up here, I would go down there and visit his grave. And I remember a couple times when I was a kid, I brought him a flower and put on his grave. William T. Beavers, Georgia, Cox, USNR, World War II, 1925 to 1966. Thank you for your service. I collect Hot Wheels, and sometimes I will bring Hot Wheels and place on folks' grave. I placed some on my brother's grave and a couple more at Center Valley where my brother's buried. I need to bring one up here for this little boy. Every time I come up here, I forget. I need to make myself a note of that. James H. Finley Jr., Private U.S. Army, 1955 to 1974. Thank you for your service, sir. But I'm going to walk on down here and go ahead and show y'all this little boy's grave. I remember after the first time I saw it, every time we'd come up here, we'd come around the road, I'd always look for it. And then I'd always walk down here and visit him. I'll show you his grave, and then we'll come back up through and I'll show you some more of the old graves. I was hoping I could find John Dill's grave, the one that got killed by the tree. Sometimes I can look on Find a Grave and tell where the grave's at in the cemetery by looking at things that's around, but I couldn't on his. And right here is his grave, Kenneth Irvin Burt, 1964. He passed away in 1971. I always came and visited his grave when I was a little kid. But I've always loved going around and seeing the old porcelain pictures. That's one reason I like going around and filming cemeteries, because everyone here, they used to live just like I did. They had a life and had hobbies and things they like to do, and it's just very interesting. I love finding out, who the people was and how they passed away, and I have found out a lot of interesting stories over the years. Not yet. This is the grave that I used to visit when I was a kid. Kenneth Irvin Burt. Because we passed by in the car when I was a little kid going to visit Lawson's grave, and I saw his picture, and I walked back down here. I'd always walk back down here.
I went down and walked the prayer trail, and I'm preached a little bit.
Is it a long trail?
It gets to a part where it's just open. I didn't know where to go after that, so I just came back.
Yeah.
But I preached all the way down it.
That's good.
But walking back up that, it winded me.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's why I've been taking my time. I don't want to get out of breath and pass out. Yeah, I just came down the side, then I was going to walk back up through this way.
I was going to find that one grave that he was talking about. Then
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go ahead because I walked basically. I went through everything.
His tombstone was kind of tall. It could be that one right there. I was going to look at it. I saw it when I was coming over. But there's another. Wait. Oh, I thought that was a tombstone laid over, but it's a flat tombstone. It's just sinking down. There's another World War II.
Do you see the bills down there?
U.S. Marines, 1919-2004, Purple Heart. Thank you for your service. George W. Duncan. Do what?
Do you see the dills down there? There's all of our family that served in like the World War I's and World War II's.
Right there. Let's look at that. Yeah. I think his name was John Deal.
Was the one out from the tree?
Yeah.
Oh, the dills are right down there?
Is there a tall tombstone like this? He had a tall tombstone.
I don't know. I don't see one.
That one's J.T. Adair, 1908, age 61. Look and see if you can see any of the deals on these tall ones right here behind you. I'll look at these right here.
Where the wood stuck? It was a hurricane yesterday, now it's 80.
Wait 15 minutes, it'll change. Maybe it'll be snowing time we're on our way home. The mountains are beautiful over there. I was thinking the John Deal's grave would be easy to find with it just being one of these tall ones, but I haven't saw it yet. Grayson went that way to see if he could find it. I'll go down here and look at this tall one right here. And right down there, across that little road beside the parking lot, that is where some other Dills are buried. Merrill Dill, she was in the gospel trio, the Harmonettes, and her husband was a accomplished fiddle player that once opened for Bill Monroe when he played for the Grasscutters, and he also played with his wife, and he was also their bus driver. Did you find it over there? And I've also did that video on my channel, Shadows Past. You can check it out. I'm gonna look at this one. It's not real tall, but I mean, it's a sort of the shape of what his stone was. Look at that one right there. My shadow is getting in everything. Look on those two. Did you look on this one? I think it was bigger than these though.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Now there's one of these stones. I don't know if they moved the stone, but I'll walk down here and show you. I did this guy's video. I can't remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. But back in, I believe, 1942, I believe it was 1942, he was working in his field and got struck by lightning and killed. And he was actually buried up here in another location. And I believe his wife did not like the place that he was placed up here. So she had him moved, and she had him moved down here. I'm not sure how many years later she had him moved, but let's see if I can find it since I'm down here close. Let's see. Actually, right there it is. I think that's it. Right there. Right there where the yellow, orange flowers are. It's the guy that got struck by lightning back in, I believe it was... No, excuse me. He got struck by lightning in 1918. He was actually, I think he was 40 something years old. Thad T. Hill. 1874, and he was working in his field in 1918, and he got struck by lightning and killed.
Was he a farmer?
Yeah. And his wife was born in 1879, Maggie C. Hill, and she passed away in 1971. Thad was actually buried at another spot here in this cemetery. It was what I was reading online, and I believe his wife didn't like where it was at, and she had him moved down here. I'm not sure if that old tombstone, I've looked before and couldn't find the old tombstone, so I guess they had it moved. I believe it was one of the tall tombstones.
Come on, we'll do this.
Okay. Do you want to walk that trail again? I'm going to walk back up here. Grayson, you can go to Grayson's channel, Left in the Past, and he walked down the prayer trail. If y'all want to see yeah, and he did a little preaching on his way down there. And if y'all want to see the prayer trail and hear Grayson, y'all can go to Left in the Past and check out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description. And we'll be coming back up here. I got to come back up here and do a couple more videos, and then that next video I will walk down the prayer trail and show everyone. But if y'all would like to see that prayer trail now, y'all can check out Grayson's video on his channel.
What was the name of the person that found out?
John Deal, I believe. Yeah, you can look it up on Find a Grave. Just look up Sumach Cumberland Presbyterian Church Cemetery, Find a Grave, and it should bring it up, and just put Deal in and look for John. I tried finding it by looking at the picture, but some of those tombstones look the same, and it's crazy how we can't find it, because I've looked at almost all of those stones before. I'm going to go back up through the middle here. Yeah, I'll do the prayer trail next time. A lot of times me and Grayson will come together and film like this, and sometimes he'll film something different than I do. That way we don't film the same thing at the same time. That way, if y'all would like to see that prayer trail before I film it, y'all can go to his channel and check it out. But like I said, sometimes I'll get out like this and I won't do a whole lot of reading the graves. I'll just walk around and show the graves, and that's what I'll do sometimes. I'll do that, and then sometimes I'll read all of them. But if I pass something or a grave that y'all would like to see more of, just let me know. If there's any other places that y'all know of around Chatsworth, Georgia, or Dalton, Georgia, that y'all would like for us to film, just let me know, and I will do my best to get there as soon as we can. We're going to be going back to Pigeon Forge shortly. We got some videos that we're going to be filming in Pigeon Forge and in Gatlinburg at some cemeteries. And we got some creepy stories coming from up in there also. And tomorrow, hopefully this video will be put on this week. This is Monday, the 26th, I believe, June 26th. Hopefully I'll get this video on by Wednesday. But tomorrow, Tuesday, we're going to be headed back to Chickamauga. We're going to be doing some walking around up there and doing some videos. And then hopefully the beginning of the next week we'll be headed back to Sumach Confederate Cemetery. So hopefully we got everything back in order, and we're going to be posting videos every other day, hopefully, if not every day. I do got shorts already scheduled out for a while. Sometimes I get on there and fix it, so want to go on every day. But I want to thank everyone for watching, and I want to thank all of our subscribers. And if you hadn't subscribed yet and you like this kind of content, like and subscribe and come along with us. Like I said, we have a lot of things planned, and now since we're putting everything on the one channel, and Grayson's going to be putting everything on his one channel, there is no telling what we're going to be doing. We're always getting into something, and we have some camping coming up, and we're going to be telling some stories around the fire, and we also have a collab coming up with Jared from Jared King TV, and got a Bigfoot story coming up and some others. I'm going to look at this one grave right here and see. I don't think this is the John Dill guy, but I'm going to look at this one, and then I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to see if I can find John Dill before I leave. And if I do, I'll make a video of his grave, and I'll go ahead and post it with this one. I've looked for his grave before. I couldn't find it then. I don't know why. I thought it was going to be easy this time. But that's not it either. That one is hard to read. And here's another stone that's been broke. Let me look right here since I'm close to these. Nope. I want to thank y'all for watching. God bless.